I fire hose people and I tell them what's going on with me, and then I deal with me, and then I just walk away and I go, that was a good conversation.
Dude, that's this podcast.
100%. Cheers.
You are looking so much better. Sober October is really working on you. You're down to...
I gotta be honest with you, man. I feel like you.
You feel like me.
Like boring. Like, like I do the things you're doing. I'm doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
But you do it when you can drink. I'm just going like, all right, I'm going to go to bed.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, okay. And I just go to bed.
You kind of feel somewhat happier though too.
I don't have any panic. I feel very like I feel like there's no
You realize
sparkle.
you just skimmed over. You're like, boring. I don't have any panic in my life.
I don't have any panic. That's the one thing that I'll tell you what. You want to hear something crazy?
Yeah.
Yesterday we were at Buffalo Wild Wings, my favorite place in the world to be. I love Buffalo Wild Wings. I love Buffalo Wild Wings. I'll tell you this. They came at me to do a voiceover.
You're a
for them.
perfect match. Yeah.
Dude, it's my spot.
Yeah.
Buffalo Wild Wings is one of the best places you'll ever go. They've got every football game on. They've got every fucking football game on. They've got like 40 different choices of wings you can have. They have the Buffalo Wild Wings Challenge. They have, it is one of their salads are great. Their tater tots are fucking amazing. Their nachos come with chili on them and deliver. Fucking full Diet Cokes. And then they got those tall pint beers, those yards. My mouth's watering.
Yeah, I can see why.
Yesterday, I had the weirdest thing happen.
You were at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Buffalo Wild Wings watching the games, and I saw a dude killing his yard, and it made me feel sick.
I'm sorry?
Killing his yard, like a yard of beer.
Okay.
And I went, ugh. And I did what like Andrew Zimmern does, where he goes, who could drink a beer? Like Andrew Zimmer's, I just remember one time.
Zimmern.
Oh,
Zimmern? Is it
George
Zimmern? Andrew Zimmern?
Andrew Zimmern.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Zimmern. Okay.
Zimmern from Food Network. Travel Channel.
Right.
One time he was like, who can drink a beer at the airport? And I remember going like, the fuck are you talking about? Who can drink a beer at the airport? It's maybe the best place in the world to drink a beer or a cocktail early in the morning at an airport.
I'd never seen anything like it till I went to the airport with you.
Yeah. It's my favorite place to have a drink.
Next to Buffalo Wild Wings.
Next to Buffalo Wild. Well, there's a lot of favorite places. But yesterday I had a distaste for it. And I looked at a woman ordering a Corona and I went, ugh.
Yeah.
And I was like, why wouldn't you just get a nice glass of water or a Diet Coke? And
see, your habits are changing. What if you went totally sober after this month?
So I think my drinking is much deeper than just having a good time.
You do, yeah.
I think there is a humility to it. I think there is a denying of where I am or who I am, and I drink there to be even keeled and be regular.
That's very insightful of you to pick up on that.
I feel like I'm not. I look at businessmen that fly and they don't drink and they get on their computer, and I always go like, who the fuck do they think they are? And then the other day I got on the plane and I was terrified, obviously, but I didn't have panic because I hadn't drank in a while. And I got on the plane and I said to myself, I started watching this documentary on this guy, Andy Roy, he's a skateboarder and he's dealt with addiction pretty bad. Mm-hmm. And I thought, my addiction isn't that bad. And I said, this sounds really weird, but I go, you need to claim your power and realize you've traveled the world. You fly every fucking week. You are successful. You're probably the most successful person in this first class right now. And yet you're the fucking loser that gets blackout drunk at 8 a.m. because you can't handle it. Yet and I'm looking around, I'm just being real. I've probably achieved bigger things than, and it's a fucking small first class, but I go, I've achieved bigger things than anyone in this first class. Yeah. And yet I'm this powerless loser.
Well, hold on. I would say you're making really good points, and then you're not saying some things that make sense there.
Say it.
So, I would lose the powerless loser part of this. But
I am powerless over the
What's
when
more
I get on a plane.
Interesting is the observation you made about yourself, saying that, I think it's not just like I like to have a good time. It's that the drinking is doing something. It's kind of numbing the fact that you are where you are in that moment and you don't want to be there.
That's it.
That is an interesting thought that I've never heard you voice.
Yeah.
And it's more in line with how people talk about substance being an issue. It's not just partying feels good.
Yeah.
It's that it's numbing something or it's distracting you. Maybe you're able to deny the fact that you are either alone or feeling alone or don't want to be there. That is an interesting thing to explore.
I do not want to be on a plane. I do not want to be on a plane.
Do you know that I had this thought the other day? I was flying a helicopter, and we did auto rotation, which is where you kill the engine and just descend. And I was like, I would pay so much money to have Bert in the back of this thing and have a camera on your face, just being like, and then you just kick the engine on right when you fucking.
I've never been in a helicopter sober.
Really?
I've never, and I was in New Zealand one time, and I said to the guy, hey man, is it cool if I drink in this helicopter? He goes, absolutely not. And I said, but I'll be fine. And he goes, yeah, it's a very small space, and I do not need a lunatic drunk in my helicopter. And I went, okay. So I was like, fuck him. So I got 6 bottles of Jack. I got a little thermos. I filled it with ice. I filled all the way with Jack. And I started drinking before takeoff, and then we get in the helicopter, and we're flying over, I think it's called Glass Lake in New Zealand. I forget what the name of it is. It's out in, see if there's a thing called Glass Lake in New Zealand. Yeah. Yeah, we're flying over Glass Lake in New Zealand. It's
gorgeous.
Fucking, you can see the bottom of it. It's really terrifying. And so we're flying over, we're going to shear sheep or something, and I'm drinking whiskey, and I'm like, this is fucking beautiful. And we all have headsets on. The guy goes, he's like, hey man, I can smell the whiskey. And I go, you can? He goes, I thought I told you not to drink. I go, don't worry, I'll be cool. And he goes, well, we don't have much of a choice now, do we? Man, I
like that you didn't think that I would be able to smell it.
I just was
in
like,
that tight little compartment. You know, if somebody like, did you eat fucking garlic today? You know everything.
Dude, it's interesting. I don't have any interest in drinking. Like, if we're going to talk about Sober October we should talk about Sober October, because I think this is the first one that'll really release in October, right?
No, we're well into October now.
Oh, for real? Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is 7 more days sober than I thought I'd have. I don't care to drink. It's interesting. It's almost like a diet. You ever start a diet and you find yourself opening the refrigerator a lot?
Yes. I know exactly.
That's how I feel. Like where I go, never mind.
But this is a very, that is a very interesting thing, is to actually deal with that. The thing you got to do in those moments, the same thing as when you open the fridge, is actually acknowledge the moment, right? Like when you're dieting and you open the fridge, sometimes you do it mindlessly, but there's moments where you open it and you go, what am I doing? Why am I opening the fridge? Why am I opening it? What am I look like? It's the same shit that was in the fridge 20 minutes ago when I looked and I didn't find anything then. And that's the thought to explore, right?
Well, for me, it exclusively, this sounds crazy, exclusively happens in an airport. That is my weakness.
Yeah, I have fucking never seen anything like that. When we did San Francisco for that game, that was so insane to me. You have no idea. You know that I needed a nap at noon.
Yeah.
At noon, I was like, I have to go lay down. I'm not going to make it through the day. And I go, where will you be? And you go, I'll be right here, at this bar. And I'm like, seriously? And you're like, yeah. And then we drank so much that day, Bert. And the craziest part was, at the end of the night, we got back from that game. You go smoke a cigar, and we smoked a cigar. And then I'm like, all right, I'm going to bed. And you go, seriously? And I go, well, yeah. Now it's like 1 a.m. You're like, don't you want to keep this going?
By the way, as you're telling this story, I remember going like, this is the best time. We're in the sweet spot right now.
Yeah, I was like, I am way past the sweet spot.
I wonder. I actually said last night, 'cause my schedule is overwhelming right now.
Same.
And I go, last night I was like, they're like, all right, 2 shows last night. I had to work out at fucking 1 a.m. We get done. We get back to the bus at 2 after showering. 2:30. We're sitting in the bus, and they're like, all right, 9 a.m. flight into Austin, 2 bears, 1 cave. You have a phone call at 4:30. You have to work out on it at 6. And then what are we doing for dinner? And I just was like, I literally said, how did I do this when I was drinking?
Right.
Like when I was drinking, how did I get through this? Because I did the same schedule.
It's crazy to me because I have a very similar schedule to yours. You know,
Yeah.
it's super aggressive. And I don't drink like you, and I barely am able to function.
I don't know how I did it. And it kind of, I wonder if it is part of the reason I drink is that I go, I'm getting treats throughout the day. So I just go like, I'm looking forward to things.
Yeah.
I when I walk into an airport, that is my trigger where I go, today, we were in Charlotte, and I went, they have these little minute rooms where you can go in for an hour and you can be away from everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So I got one. It's crazy, my dialogue in my head. So I go in there, and normally what I do is I go in there and I empty out all the booze into my little growler, and I make my drink in there because so no one can see me make a drink. So I make my drink in there, and then I have a drink in there, or I'll like go to duty free, get a bottle of wine, go in there. Like that's my little safe spot.
Yeah.
So I go in there and then I just sit, and I was like, okay. I was like, I'll call my dad. I'll check in with everyone. I'll send some texts, and then we get out, and it's like all the opportunities are open. The bar next to the Minute place is opening up, and they're like, hey, come on in and get a drink. And I was like, no. I was like, God damn it, man. If this was any other day, I'd be like, oh, yeah. And I just double Tito's soda, big glass, no lime. Can I get a second one? I'm just going to murder this one real quick. And then all the bars were opening up, almost like they were like tempting me, like bring out your dead. So then we get on the plane, and the lady's like, this is my brain.
Yeah.
I'm in seat 1E. By the way, the gentleman I'm about to say this to, I hope this doesn't sound insensitive. But whatever.
Black is what people call them. It's just
So I go to get my seat, and the lady goes, hey, would you mind switching with the gentleman from 1F? And will you sit by the window? And I went, yeah, of course. She goes, oh, that is so sweet of you.
Oh my God. By the way, that's where we're real different.
Why?
Because I'd be like, you can get fucked. I would absolutely be like, that's not, I've said it, and one guy wanted to assault me. I'd be like, it's not happening.
I always switch seats.
I make it a point. I go, you should have booked the fucking seat you wanted. Okay?
I always get 1E or 1B because I like being in the aisle in the front row.
And I tell women with children have asked me, I go, get out of here.
I've traded and gotten shit seats before too.
I go, it's not happening.
The last one in the row where it doesn't recline, and I go, no wonder you wanted to fucking switch.
Yeah, no.
So I switch with her. I switch, and I go, yeah, I'll switch. And the guy rolls in on a wheelchair, right? And he sits down next to me, and he's like, hey, I appreciate it. And I was like, sure thing. And then my brain goes, you visibly did a solid for the plane. No one's cutting you off today.
Oh my God.
I can drink as much as I want. That's what my brain did immediately. And she walked by, she says to this group, she goes, orange juice, water, coffee, orange juice, water, coffee, orange juice, water, coffee. Can I get you a cocktail? To me. And I went, nope. And I thought, man.
What time was this?
This is 9 a.m. I would have loved it. I would have loved a cocktail. So I'm nervous to fly. It really is. I'm nervous about takeoff. Once I got up in the air, I fell asleep. I was fine.
The takeoff.
Yeah, but takeoff.
Does landing scare you?
No, landing doesn't scare me at all.
It's just takeoff.
Actually, what happens is my claustrophobia kicks in about having to be there for 2.5 hours. So I have to gamify it in my head where I go, okay, takeoff's 15 minutes. I know that. So getting up to altitude is 15 minutes. And then I just need to get to an hour after that, and then I'm halfway there. And once I'm halfway there, then it's easier. But like those long flights, I cannot do them sober because I just go, I'm just sitting here losing my fucking mind. This flight, I took off. I listened to a history podcast, fell asleep, and woke up with 30 minutes to land. And I was like, oh, thank God. Thank you, God.
Maybe you're sleeping better, though.
I'm not. Dude. Oh, hey, my battery. Can I tell you my favorite thing about my Whoop?
Yeah, sure.
Is the fucking battery.
Yeah. The way it slides on and
that
off.
You never have to take off your fucking Whoop to charge it.
No.
That's my favorite thing about this fucking thing. And more things should have that. I had a Garmin watch, and I'd have to take it off and plug it up, and then you wouldn't have your watch on while you slept.
It is brilliant that you don't have to take it off. The thing about, so I think I told you before, I'm so I've focused on sleep. It's like the thing that I think about, and it's harder to do because of my schedule. I tour like a fucking psycho.
Are you on a bus every day?
A lot of, I mean, the bus, we fly, bus picks us up, go like maybe city bus. Then maybe it's a long drive and I'll fly to the next city and then bus meets it. So like it's bus, hotels, planes.
What's your recovery like when you sleep on the bus?
Oh, I sleep like an absolute shit on the bus.
Dude,
but
my recovery is non-existent on the bus.
Well, I last night, I first night I got good sleep in a while, and my recovery was terrible. I got 8.5 hours of sleep. It's the most sleep I've had in a while.
In a plane? In a
bed?
Home,
home, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But the recovery was like 50%. So like Whoop measures your heart rate, your breathing
rate. My
rate.
resting heart rate's fucking through the roof. Keep going. I want to talk to you about my fucking health.
Well, I was like, what the fuck? Because I pulled it up. It's the first thing I look at. I wake up and I'm always like, how did I sleep?
Yeah.
And I'm like,
it's the first thing I look at. I can wake up feeling amazing, but if my Whoop tells me I'm not amazing, I go
eight and a half hours of sleep.
That's great.
Recovery 46%. And I'm like, wait, why is it like that? And I think it's that I didn't get good deep sleep.
So wait, let me see.
Here it is. My efficiency was low. It measures your like wake events, your efficiency, and your respiratory rate. And my efficiency was low, which means I think that I didn't sleep enough in the deep zone, because you have awake, light, deep, and REM. My REM was fine, but my deep wasn't there, and that's pretty. I guess a lot of your restorative takes place in deep sleep. So then I'm feeling it today. I'm like, fuck, it's like last night I had to get that workout in. I was so goddamn tired.
My recovery is 9%.
9? Let me see.
9%.
9?
Yeah, but that's because
you haven't slept.
No, well, no, it's because I wish Whoop had a tour bus setting on this.
Wait a minute, you didn't sleep at all?
No, I fell asleep, but we drove. So when you drive in the bus, I don't think it says you're asleep. I think your arm's moving. It's never said I've slept. Like my last.
Yeah, this says your wake events were high.
Yeah, I think it's because the bus is moving.
But it also says you slept an hour and 20 minutes, and that's it.
That was a plane flight.
That's all you've slept?
That's all I've slept, technically.
Well, what's non-technically?
Well, no, I mean, I got into my bunk last night. I fucked around on my phone.
And then
we had to drive to the airport.
How long was the drive?
2.5 hours. So I slept then a little bit, but that doesn't count any of that.
And then the flight was this morning?
Flight was this morning.
Out of where?
Charlotte. And so so that technically is from the plane, I think. It says 10:30, 9 a.m. to 10:30. So it was on the fucking flight.
Jesus Christ.
But yeah, but on the tour bus, my recovery shit. I can't wait to go to sleep tonight. Actually, tonight I said to myself, I'm going to get to bed early. It's funny. I really.
That's good. Do it tonight.
I've been listening to Huberman a lot.
He's great.
A lot. The one thing he talks about is how important sleep is, especially for like cognitive like dementia and shit. Mm-hmm. By the way, Huberman's like, that's not what I said, Bert.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I listen to it while I sleep. So, but my resting heart rate has dropped from when I'm partying around 72 is like my walk around heart rate. Mm-hmm. My walk around heart rate right now is 55.
So it dropped significantly.
Dude, my blood pressure is.
So wait, aren't you thrilled with that?
Yeah,
how's your eating been?
I have not paid attention to it. Meaning, I just am kind of doing. It's weird. I feel like it's the only treat I get.
Right.
And so
that's what happens. That's what happens to a lot of people who, like, really like to consume one, like a big drinker, smoke, or somebody, and then they quit. Then they're like, well, then I'm gonna indulge in this other thing.
Yeah.
So that's normal.
I eat okay.
Has your weight changed?
I haven't weighed myself. I think probably the same. I think it's probably dropped a little bit. I mean, my workouts.
Yeah, so you have less calories coming in for sure.
100% less calories, and I'm working out like crazy. But I'm working out after my shows
it's really
a lot of times.
Fucking nuts.
So that we get done a show and then, or we'll do a workout right before the show.
I like.
I love working out right before the show.
Pre-show is good.
I'm traveling with Lacey, my trainer.
It's a game changer.
Yeah. Oh, and so we do protein shakes. I love a protein shake. God damn it, that's a treat.
Yeah.
And then And then, but my recovery's for shit. I can't wait to sleep in a bed tonight and get good recovery and see what it's like.
Try to get some real sleep tonight.
I hate when people try to tell me, well, you got to give it some time. I go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
I've quit drinking before. I've quit drinking a ton in my life, and it never fucking takes 9 days to recover. They're like, well, you got to remember your hard part. I go, don't fucking talk to me like you're a doctor. You know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah.
Just shut the fuck up. I can't stand. By the way, I have so less patience with people. I have such less. Like I'm picking apart people.
This is the kind of bird I want to hang out with.
Basketball season is set to tip off this week. This past offseason had plenty of storylines, but nothing compares to the excitement of a new season, so why not add a little fun into the mix? Today's sponsor, DraftKings Sportsbook, is dishing out an awesome offer for all their new customers. All new customers need to do is sign up using the promo code BEARS. Bet $5 on any pregame moneyline wager and receive an additional $200 in free bets if your bet cashes. Plus, with the same game parlays, you can combine multiple bets from the same game to give yourself a shot at even bigger winnings all season long. For those in a state where sports betting is not yet available, do not forget about DraftKings Daily Fantasy, where they have been innovating even more ways to win some cash this basketball season. I'm a Lakers fan. I'm the only one left and living in fucking LA. I am a Lakers fan. Ride or die, I am a Lakers fan. Lakers all the way, baby. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. New customers use the promo code BEARS and receive $200 in free bets if their pregame money line bet hits after placing a $5 wager. That's promo code BEARS only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Welcome to Fresh Ball Fall. It's a season of pumpkin spice and making sure your crotch looks nice. That means sipping cider in the fall breeze and using Manscaped's products to trim your balls with ease. That's right. Today's show is brought to you by Manscaped, a company here to make sure that your foliage isn't the only thing shedding its excess leaves. Join the 6 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped. Make it 6 million in one by going to manscaped.com for 20% off plus free shipping with the code BEARS. I only use Manscaped on my junk, and especially coming into the fall. I've been using it all summer. Coming into the fall, I'm keeping my shit tight. Whether you're brand new or already with us at Manscaped, you could use the crown jewel of care for your family jewels with the Platinum Package 4.0. This glorious package, you can align your entire hygiene routine all in one swoop. They even threw in 2 free gifts, the Manscaped Boxers and the Shed Travel Bag, which I got to be honest with you, holds all your goodies, but I use all the time. I love this damn thing. I throw everything in there. Go to manscaped.com and get 20% off plus free shipping with the code BEARS. That's 20% off plus free shipping at manscaped.com when you use the code BEARS. Manscaped. Clear out the leaves. It's your tree trunk's time to shine. I hate
nice Bert to people. I want to see Bert be like, go fuck yourself.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. I didn't get to, this is the one I wanted to tell you. One time I was on a plane, I was in first class, and it was like a massive plane, like a 777, where the first class is like there's a row, a center row of doubles, and then another row.
Yeah.
And I was sitting in my seat, in this aisle seat on the right side, and a couple walked over, and I was like looking down, and then she goes, "Excuse me," and I go, "No," and she goes, "You haven't even heard what I had to say," and I go, "Okay." She goes, "Would you move seat?" I go, "No."
I want to do that so bad.
Yeah.
I want to do that so bad.
And then they were like, "Okay," and then the guy sat down, and I was like, "Fucking learn how to book flights, okay?"
I told you about the time that one time they were like, we're looking for someone who's willing to trade seats with a person sitting in the bulkhead. Is anyone willing to sit with someone in the bulkhead? And no one was. When I was younger, I was flying from New York to Tampa, and they're like, we will give you free drinks. And I went, oh, they go, not you. You seem too excited, sir.
Dude, have you seen that AI art that like has been posted?
Allen Iverson
art? No.
Wait, AI, is that also artificial intelligence?
Yes.
That's interesting that the two
have the same initials. But it's like, it's weird. Like it looks like the person is supposed to be.
Wait, what's this AI?
I'll pull it up. Well, I'm going to show you. So it's auto-generated, and it's just by keywords. And what it looks like is like, it's the person, but it's all like a little off. So like if you type my name in, you're like, right? You're like,
Wait, what is this?
that's Tom Segura auto-generated.
That's old Tom Segura.
But still, it's like, it's weird, right? You're like, okay. Like, but it's like a couple degrees off.
Wait, I'm so confused what this is.
It's artificial intelligence generated art just by keywords.
Okay.
And then you're like, huh, that's so, it's.
Why does it say Tom Segura?
Because like, it makes it like, it kind of, everything is like a degree off. Like it doesn't do exactly what you say. Right. So
who's that?
That's supposed to be me. Yeah.
That's great.
Right? Like you're like, oh, that's kind of, you know what it feels like?
You.
It feels like when fans give you, they're like, I spent 3 days drawing you, and you're like, you're so talented.
Thank you so very much.
And you're like, that's so nice of you.
Someone did a picture of Priscilla and gave it to us. And Leanne goes, I can't hang this up. She goes, this makes me not like the dog.
Dude, I got tagged in one that was so bad. Really? And most of them are. I mean, some people are legitimately very good at it, and then just some. And I looked at it, I'm like, what is this? And then the people were like, man, like great work telling him. And he was like, yeah, I think I'm going to actually have this one go to the next level. I was like, well, I don't want to see the next level. Oh my God. I don't think you want to. No, it's good. It's going to make them feel way too bad. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's too bad. We'll stick with this. So
that is, what can they do that for me?
Oh, I did. I got you.
Computer generated Bert?
Yeah.
I'll show you. This is going to be complimentary.
Wait, I want to show you. I was like, man, I look like shit in these. So I decided to type in my name and then add bodybuilder.
Oh.
And then I got that.
That looks like me.
I was like, this is fucking weird. It's so fucking.
It doesn't look, it just looks off. Like it looks like you, but off.
It all looks off. It all is like, exactly. Like it's.
That's you?
That's supposed to be.
Is that what you were posting of Duncan the other day?
Yeah.
Oh, I was trying to figure out what the fuck that was.
And then it gave me that one. I was like, all right.
I like that one.
That one's a little bit better.
Fuck yeah.
And then I typed in more like keywords and it finally gave me that. I was like, all right, that's.
So what are the keywords? Jeans.
Oh wait, this is another one where when I typed in bodybuilder, I got this back first. I was like, what the fuck?
That actually looks like you though.
I know.
Like in your face.
It does. And then I typed in male model and I got that.
Jesus.
So then yours are this is just typing in your name too. So hold on. I wanna make sure you because the thing is you're gonna be like, oh, that is me, but it just feels off. That's the main thing, is it all feels a little bit off. Hold on, let me find the first one that I wanted to show you. Like, okay, this you're like, okay, I guess that is Bert, right?
Oh yeah,
but like uncomfortable. You're like, that makes me feel uncomfortable.
That's the guy I don't like. Like if I meet that guy and he goes, "Hey, we look alike," I go, "No, we don't."
Yeah, exactly.
By the way, this is every single person I meet in the airport.
Yeah,
who's like, "Hey, man," they say we're twins, and I go,
yeah. By the way, for your name,
yeah,
you don't have to type in shirtless for it to appear shirtless, because AI takes in like who the person, I guess every all the intelligence about you that exists. It also does this weird thing with your mouth. Your mouth is weird in almost every one of these.
Really?
Yes. And Duncan told me this because Duncan's the one that introduced me to this.
Of course.
He goes, if you're fat, it's a good way to know if you're fat, because if you're fat, it makes you fatter. And if you're thin, it makes you emaciated. Like the AI naturally does that.
I can't wait to see how fat I am.
Well, it gets worse. Like there's one, but like that's still like
my teeth. I don't like my teeth.
This is you. I think this is you if you were in the 1960s, right?
I don't like my teeth. Why do they do this with my teeth?
I don't know.
Those are the teeth I don't like on people.
Then it made you hanging out with you.
I like the one on the other one I like.
And it gave you the hat. You wear a hat a lot.
Yeah,
It just automatically gave you the hat.
That I like my hairline in that.
Yeah, that's a good hairline.
I don't know about those folds under my tits. Okay.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's not too far off. I don't like the jaw and the teeth and the lips. Like it looks like
I know.
motherfucker.
I don't know what's going on.
Kind of looks like me.
That's what I'm saying. It's like
Type in Leanne. I want to see what Leanne looks
well,
like.
these I had these saved already.
Do you
I could do her.
I want to see if it's hotter than she is.
Hold on. I want to get you to some good ones here. What's that? Look at the face.
Oh. I hate those fucking teeth.
I know.
You know that's what I see myself as?
That's why you hate it.
Yeah. Then I go, oh.
This is yeah, these are all they get weirder though. Like the AI thing makes everything a little bit stranger.
I'm going to be the last guy to realize the dangers of AI.
I know.
Because I don't really understand this at all. Do I have a second row of teeth underneath my teeth? Am I like a shark?
Oh, fuck. God, this made me laugh. So, hold on. There's some weird ones here.
Well, I like that one.
You do?
I could go for an ice cream cone.
Ice cream would be nice.
Oh, look at my cock.
I know. It's not bad.
That's not a bad cock.
Not at all.
That's a bad cock. That looks like an AI cock where they just went, and we'll make one real quick.
Yeah, it does that a lot.
Who's that?
I don't know.
And what are we sucking on?
I don't know.
Who is that?
I don't know.
She looks kind of fucking hot.
Yeah. She's cool.
It's the fucking teeth that are making me creeped out. It's the teeth in the eyes. They make me look like the guy that goes, "Hey guys, are we going to ride in the back of the truck or the front of the truck today?"
But also, I think AI picks up on the fact that you've done a million pictures like this. Right? And that's why it's doing that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So AI goes through all the pictures you have in your head.
I think it's like, it's all the information, like it's things you can't, digital content, keywords, things associated. It's like, it's gathering all this information.
So then from now on,
Yeah.
if when people type my name in, just type in blackface so that all my AIs come up.
That was weird as shit.
God damn it.
I know. I think it's 2 U's.
What
I
is
don't
that?
know.
Me having sex with me?
I think so.
I've done that before.
Oh, Jesus. I don't know who that is. There's a girl there, though. That's cool.
I like that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's me
And you.
docking me.
Yeah.
That's me fucking a fleshlight with me.
I think so.
That's kind of cool.
It's kind of cool.
I wouldn't mind that as in my house.
That one's disturbing.
That's disturbing.
Yeah. I don't know what that is.
And that's so fucking bizarre that this is what AI does.
Yeah.
That's a cool looking dick. Why is it making my dick look like it's been hurt?
Why are you turning into Ari in this one? I don't know.
How about that picture of Ari naked, that video of Ari naked the other day?
What picture?
The video he sent of him doing push-ups, sit-ups, and then running up his stairs.
I didn't see it. What? It's bad?
No, his body is he needs these push-ups.
Really?
Yeah. How are you doing on your push-ups?
Pretty good.
What do you do?
I do sets of 20. So I did sets of 20, and then by day 3 or 4, I was doing 20, 20, 10, and then 10s. Does that make sense?
Mine have dropped.
So mine dropped for like 3 days, and then I was able to do the last 2 back-to-back days sets of 20. But I also, you know what, another thing that was weird yesterday, and I was exhausted. I was working out with a weight vest on, and so I was doing these jogs, and then I go to my kettlebells and do goblet squats, then jog back with the vest on, and then I take the vest off and drop down to do push-ups, and the push-ups felt so much easier after dropping that weight off. That was kind of interesting.
I have to start as a warm-up that I don't even count. I have to do 10 on my knees to loosen up my chest.
That makes sense.
I have to do 10 on my knees, and then yesterday I had to do 20 push-ups to get warm to do 20 push-ups. Like I had to like do 5, then like real slow another 5, and then all of a sudden once I get warm I'm fine.
Yeah.
But it's really interesting because I noticed the difference in how I feel. Like I noticed like my arms feel like little things, like pull my bag out today.
Yeah.
My arm felt strong. My shoulders feel strong.
Yeah. You're going to feel incredible at the end.
I'm loving 100 push-ups a day.
That's a good one.
I love that.
Never done anything remotely close to that.
No.
I've never done push-ups 3 days in a row.
Oh yeah, me either. And this is right now. And I was doing push-ups before this.
You were?
Yeah, because we were just fucking around. Not every day, but a month before this, we were like, we should do. I think we talked about doing 100, and I was like, I should get ready for 100 because I don't think I'm going to be able to go right into 100.
You should definitely take care of yourself. Like that warm-up thing's a good idea.
Dude, you look at, it's funny, if you don't know Joe, everything Joe says sounds like the gospel. But when you know Joe, you have to realize. So it's part of the reason when Joe said all this shit he said about, ivermectin and fucking horse tranquilizers or all the stuff he was taking, and everyone got really upset.
Yeah.
And guys like me and you were like, "It's Joe. Like, why the fuck are you listening to Joe? Like, he's Joe." So like, because we have been listening to Joe forever, and you gotta kind of sift through Joe's enthusiasm about something off of something he just discovered, off of something he read, and the
fact that he will be doing things that you don't do.
That no one does. No one does. And he's the one that you just got to go like, I guess let's get intravenous stem cells.
Yeah.
And so, but it's funny. He said something that I've never really put a lot of weight into, and now I do. And that is, if you are not lifting weights into your 50s, you are turning into an old man.
It's a great point. It is a great point.
You
need weight resistance. Everybody goes, I'm getting older, I'll stop, and that's literally the opposite.
It's when you should start.
You got to have weight resistance, and it has it affects your structural, your skeletal structure, your bone density, your muscles. You see people that really work out, like lift, as they get older, and you see them like move around differently. They stand up straighter. They're fucking. They have longer life, and then you see these fucking absolute zilches. These losers fucking bent over. It's because they never picked up a weight. Like if you want to be that person, don't lift weights.
Today's episode is brought to you by Whoop. Sober October is officially live, and we're off to a great start. Thanks to our friends at Whoop. This thing is the greatest thing I've ever worn. It's sleek. It's sexy. Look at this. I got mine in camo, and it is the best trackable fitness wearable you can find. Literally every morning, the first thing I do is I check my sleep. I see how long I slept. It gives me a score from 1 to 100. I'm in the 76s right now, in the green, and that tells me how hard I can work out. Knowing how hard I work out, I go to the gym, I hit my strain coach. It then sets a metric to how hard I work out. This October has been amazing for me because literally I found how alcohol out of my system has changed my resting heart rate and my HRV, my heart rate variable recovery. And so I'm trying to burn 500 calories for every workout. And this thing is the strictest with all wearables I've ever found. It gives you an actual assessment of whether or not you're at 500 calories. If you're looking to see what alcohol is like out of your life, get a Whoop. It will tell you with exact metrics. Now's a chance to see how cutting out alcohol can help improve your life, sleep, and more, even your health. Just get involved, join the team, and get a little healthier in the process. Go to whoop.com, that's WHOOP.com, and use the code BEAR to save 10% off on your order today. If you're already on Whoop, you can join the official 2 Bears Zero Drinks team by joining with the team code COMM-2 Bears. John Mans, my cameraman, is 56. And we're doing the workout the other day, and he has a hard time getting. He has a hard time with his shoulders, and he's like, and they're like 20s,
yeah.
And he's just like, I can't get it all the way to the top,
yeah.
And I stopped him, and I was like, hey man, you might need to you should focus on that because that
and
doesn't
start lower. Don't feel like you have to go heavy. You don't have to go heavy. You can start. Everyone's ego gets in the way.
Yeah.
And they go like, oh, it's got to be this weight or I don't lift. Start with fucking 5s if you have to.
But that is like, I've kind of paid it no mind because sometimes Joe's saying something and I'll write a joke to do the opposite to see if I can come up with material.
Oh my God. And also, sorry to cut you off, but no. Dr. Rhonda Patrick.
Oh, Yeah.
So she's been participating.
She's been fucking awesome.
She tags us. If you wanna see the way weightlifting affects your brain and your body, like go to her page. You don't have to listen to us. This is a real it's at Found My Fitness. And she's a PhD in biomedical science.
Yeah.
And then she breaks down in her stories and in her reels, I think, every day of like how it affects your body, your genetics and aging, all this shit.
And your brain.
And your brain. It's like if you have doubts about actual strenuous workouts, follow what she says and, maybe dispute her.
Exercise changes your genes and your kids can inherit those. Fuck. I mean, this is... I'm not. Look, I've always thought. I don't know if this fucking sober October is breaking me, and I'm a.
Maybe it's not breaking you; it's making you like actually.
You know what it is? I just figured it out.
You're realizing, like you're facing some things.
I don't hate Joe this year.
Oh, you don't hate Joe this year.
Every sober October, I've hated Joe. Like I've always been in competition with him, so I'm fighting whatever he's pushing. So he said the other day when we did the podcast, he goes, I spend 80% of the time thinking about destroying Bert.
Yeah.
And I think I spend 100% of the time protecting Bert and thinking, how do I destroy Joe?
Yeah.
And I've never been open to anything he said, ever. Even with drinking, I was like, this is a little profound. Even with drinking, Tom, he was like, I was like, yeah, I'll stop for a month. Exactly a month, and I'll go exactly back how I was. That's the way my brain goes.
It's almost like proving it to him.
Yeah,
right?
I did it. Now I'm back. What are you gonna do? And he'd be like, I really don't think he doesn't ever say anything out of love, but he'd be like, hey man, you gotta pull back your drinking. You gotta pull back. And I was like, no. I can go as hard as I want, and I'll stop, and I'll go right back. And I think this is the first time that we're doing this as adults, as all being, and also is like. It's not like me and you don't need to do Sober October anymore. Like when we first started doing Sober October, it was a big thing. Joe had the biggest podcast in the world. We were trying to sell tickets at theaters, and now like we're both doing bigger venues. And Sober October is by 100% choice. It's not by like, it's a great way to get attention to our pages. We're on the biggest podcast. We go on there twice. Yeah. It really is 100% by choice. And I think I'm allowing it to be like I did a huge pros and cons list of like things that are better about my life
during sobriety.
And it's like there are 25 things that are better about my life that without question better than my life.
What are some?
I'm not chasing alcohol. I'm always chasing alcohol. I'm always running after alcohol, like going like what are we going to get? Should we get a bottle of wine? Let's get 2 bottles of wine. Let's make sure we have enough bottle of wine so that if he's not here, we're not waiting for him. We're like going to a premiere and they go, hey, they're opening up booze. I go, well, let me get 4 Tito's and sodas so I can drink throughout the whole movie. Or like stuff like that. Like you've seen me at those movies when we rent the movie at theaters out here.
Yeah.
And I go, grab me 2. Because I don't ever want to, like it's chasing alcohol because I don't want to be without. I want to have a drink. And like being on a plane, I micromanage the amount of alcohol I bring on a plane personally, like those little baby bottles of Jack. I have a little growler that I bring. I make sure, like I plan things out. There's so much attention into making sure I can have a drink. I want one.
Yeah.
That all of a sudden, all that is fucking just gone. And it frees up so much space in my head where I go, oh, I just know I can't do it. Now, here's the question.
That's kind of nice freeing, right?
I mean, it's insane. It's insane how
it's a liberating feeling.
The only problem is it's like I'm losing a little bit of the sparkle. Like the sparkle.
You're not, dude. That's in your head.
I think I got to find it.
Yeah, that's in your head. It's in your head that you think that, and because I think people that are not you see it. You can see that you think that without the party aspect that your spark is gone. The spark is you. You're the spark.
But I mean, for me, it's like the feeling of like,
yeah, but my
heart skipping a beat.
You can find that without it. You can.
I'm curious to see how I behave when the month's up because it's my birthday. So here's the thing. So I turn 50 in November.
I got a line on something for you.
Really?
And by the way, we should talk about the fact that we discussed not escalating these things even more.
Yes. So it gives me so much anxiety.
Yeah. So and
I think it's a tad bit unrelatable.
I also want to point out. So it is a reduction
Yeah.
in value. It's still expensive.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And what I did was I got you more than one thing, and they're not cheap by any means. One of them is black market. Okay.
Oh, please tell me you got me orangutan.
No, but this is gonna fucking. Don't even guess.
Okay,
All I'll
I'm not
tell
gonna
you
guess.
is that it is not easy to get a hold of, and I had to go to undesirable types to get it.
Oh,
And the purchase was made in cash.
By the way, I just want to point this out. The list I sent you, one of them was a Russian bride.
Well, if we did
Bring
that,
her in the bedroom, Leanne.
We would
welcome Natasha. Here's the thing. I was thinking for my birthday, I turned 50, right?
Yeah.
The way I normally celebrate a birthday is to get fucking blackout drunk, and then I wake up the next day and I'm miserable. Am I gonna drink on my birthday? Like, what would you do if it was your birthday? Like, 50th birthday, big party. Your parents are coming in. Your sisters are there. You got a bunch of friends. You guys go to like these beach houses in Newport.
Sure.
And everyone's like, and so my birthday's on like on the 3rd.
Yeah.
I think we drive down on the 2nd, and so like we get there and we're like, hey, who wants a spritz? Oh, my brain goes, oh, I'd love a spritz. Watch the sunset with a cigar and a spritz. But then that turns into a few more spritz. Or do I just go, no, not for me, guys?
Well, I mean
like that seems crazy that people do that.
Yeah. I mean, I guess everybody has a different relationship with it. So like for me, having a drink or two just is like, I don't know. Most times that's what's normal and I feel fine.
But you do you feel a buzz?
It depends on the drink and what I've eaten, like if I'm hungry, if I've eaten. Sometimes I have a drink and I feel absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Sometimes I have a drink and I'm like, holy shit, what was in this? Like I'm fucking
really
loopy.
And then you want another one?
Well, again, it depends on the night, you know.
So then, and are you still? Do you have? We haven't talked.
I also don't drink I don't drink ever in the morning, in midday.
Never would.
Never. But zero interest. It's not even like I'm trying to make a statement. I'm just zero interest. All my drinking happens like after 8 p.m. always.
Okay. I think that might be my new rule. I might start drinking because the one thing, planes is what fucks me up the most with drinking in the days.
I think that you almost have to like make that separation happen. But yeah, I know what you're going to ask about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are you going through something?
Well, I mean, life,
But like I feel like, can I tell you, when I found out you did ayahuasca, I felt like I had not been a good friend to you.
Really?
Yeah, I felt like I am not asking you what goes on with you. I fire hose people and I tell them what's going on with me, and then I deal with me, and then I just walk away and I go, that was a good conversation.
Dude, that's this podcast. No, it wasn't. Here's the thing. I had heard from friends about this. It's not go to Latin America and sit in the hut.
Which you could have done very easily.
Which I could do. I just call a cousin to do that.
Yeah.
But this person was like, no, this is somebody here in the States, and they'll travel. And they go, it's an amazing. It was two friends told me about it, and they're like, it's such an incredible.
We should talk about what we're talking about. So at the very end of the Rogan podcast,
yeah,
well, we're doing Sober October. Tom just very casually let out, "Oh, I did ayahuasca," and I was like, "And ayahuasca is something that it seems to. If you don't know, it's a plant in South America,
yeah,
where
yes.
they drink it. It cures alcoholism. It can. It did for Ron White." But it's like a spiritual journey that a lot of people that are looking for something take.
This is so I should be and there's accuracy with what you're saying. What I will say is that my friends had told me, they're like, this is such an awesome experience, and I was like, oh, is it like the traditional drink the tea, vomit, diarrhea, but and they were like, no, this is different than that. This is a shaman who has all different types of medicinal things, and you don't have to get involved with the ayahuasca aspect, but the ayahuasca you get here is like, it's there's a reduction in, you don't do a tea. It's cooked into a chocolate, and there also is what is it? I always forget how to say it. Is it psilocybin? Psilocybin and ayahuasca. Also separate from some of the other options, and they do they talk to the person, and then with the person they go like, you know, what are you looking for? What is like your intent? What is your motivation for doing this?
And so what did you say? Can you talk about that?
Well, then they also read kind of like who you are. You know, are you like full of anxiety going to? I wasn't full of anxiety, but what I definitely said was that I was like, you know, my only experience of anything, even in this realm, which people would say, well, that's not in this realm, and I understand that, would be like sometimes I've had edibles that are so powerful, you have like, you know, maybe some profound or feeling profound thoughts, but also accompanied with like anxiety and paranoia.
Yeah.
And I go, I really am not looking for that experience. Like that. And they go,
no one is. I'm not.
And they go, you'll have none of that. Like none. And I was like, okay. And they were right. I had no anxiety whatsoever.
So how much can you walk me through this experience?
Somewhat.
Why? Because is it because the guy gets in trouble if anyone finds out who he is?
No. I would keep some of the, you know, details private because I would want them to be.
Like what?
Like what I was thinking. And
yeah. I don't need to know what you were thinking and talking about.
Oh, I mean, I can tell you exactly what I did. So you have options.
Can you tell me who introduced you to the guy?
Off mic, I will. Because I don't know if they want.
Do I know him?
Yeah,
I do.
I think so.
Comic?
No.
Oh.
Well,
just fucking write his name down so I can see it, because it helps the story for me.
Okay.
Just give me initials.
Initials?
Yeah, just give me something so I.
But don't say the initials.
I won't say the initials.
God. 2 people.
Ooh.
Okay, so that's what you get. So
I shouldn't have said initials. I should have just said names.
But anyway, I ended up. it's just. Let me tell you. I'm gonna tell you. I'll tell you. I ended up. So you have an option. You can go do like a group setting.
So you get this guy online, or you call him on the phone?
I was introduced on the phone.
Okay. So you call him up. And he's like, you talk Spanish.
I was introduced to the person via text.
Yeah.
Then he called me.
He's like, hello, Tommy.
Yeah. And he was like, he just talked to me about, you know, what they do. And this was still like, it was a long conversation, and basically said how he got into it, explained the whole thing. And I was like, okay, I'm very interested. And then like we talked about, my schedule has been daunting, dude. My schedule has been daunting for a while.
Yeah.
Like, you know, this is like month 14 of this tour, and it's still going hard.
Yeah.
And it's like, we've been doing this. We do this podcast at your mom's house. You know, I've got other things going. I had the book come out. I have another project. We have a project.
Yeah.
Traveling. I'm doing fucking 8-9 shows a week sometimes. And like, it's been crazy. Right.
Yeah.
So I was like, look, I tried to prioritize. I really want to do this. And I found a date that I could do it. I literally flew home one day. The next day I went. And I said I wanted a private. I don't want to be there with fucking 6 people.
No, a bunch of ham and eggers going.
Yeah.
I'm seeing God, man.
Yeah, I don't want to do it.
Fuck off.
You can curate. I could be like, hey, I want to do it with Bert, and we could go do it together. You can say I want to do it with Leanne, and you could have it just you and Leanne.
Luck.
But I told him I wanted a private, like alone.
No, not even push.
No, just alone. Yeah.
Did you tell her about that you were doing things?
Yeah.
And she was like, I think you should do it.
She was excited for me.
But she did not want to do it.
She does want to do it. After I got back, she was like, I want to do it. Because I told her all about it. So I ended up going to a place. I booked a place, like a actual place to have it take place at. And then they showed up.
In Austin?
Yeah.
Okay.
They showed up, and we just sat around, you know, we got nude. I'm just kidding. So,
Jesus Christ.
No, we just had a good conversation. They were super nice people.
Yeah. There's more than one.
Yeah.
And like, do they take your blood pressure and stuff?
No, they kind of ask general questions, and I think they also are getting like a read on the person, like to see. Yeah. And then when we talked about, you know, what I was excited about doing it for, and they're like, okay, and then they kind of they opened this case, and they just were like looking through these labeled things, and they were like, and then they just give you a little thing. Oh, we did a little meditation first.
Uh-huh.
I took one, and then About 30 minutes later, I started to feel like a little something happening. And they're like, why don't you go lay down? And they started this playlist. So there's this musical playlist.
Like
kind of
shaman shit.
Yeah, kind of. And it morphs into other stuff, but it started that way. And then I came out, talked to them some more.
Are you still tripping?
Well, it's starting to go up. Like it's starting to.
So wait, so they go, hey, why don't
And
you
I
go
haven't
lay
taken that chocolate yet. This is something else.
Oh, you're just doing the introductory course.
Yeah. So then about an hour later, I feel it more throughout the whole body.
Good?
Good. I feel good. Very warm, very peaceful. And then it starts to get darker because it started at we met up at 4 p.m.
Yeah.
So this is now let's say,
Did you eat a meal before?
I ate light in the morning. That was it. So
Okay. You didn't want to throw anything up.
Yeah, and I didn't want to like minimize the effect of what I was taking.
Oh, yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And then by like 8 p.m. I was like, whoa, I was rolling.
Really?
And then I went and I saw them in the other room. I told them, and then I got another dose of what it was originally given to me. And then I went back in that room, and by this time he had set up one of those just like little cheap light show things on the ceiling. So like the room's dark, but you seeing like a light, you know what I mean? It's like a $40 thing that like projects light and changes patterns. And I was pretty lost in that and enjoying and the music and everything.
Enjoying it.
Well, your thoughts start just streaming out to you.
Did you cry at all?
A little bit, but it was more about like it was like I was accessing all these thoughts in a very clear way, but they weren't accompanied with that panic that I hate. You know, the panic, like that weed panic, because I don't know how to describe it. But so I ended up just really enjoying that, and then I went back out there a couple hours later, and they brought up that chocolate that had the
Ayahuasca?
Yeah. And
so hold on. So this has been, you've been tripping now for like 4 fucking hours.
Yeah.
And you've had fucking, and you still haven't done the ayahuasca yet?
Right. And then I go, let's fucking dial it up, you know? And so then I ate that, and then I went to bed around 3, but like at 1 I go outside and I'm in these grounds, like these, I don't know, like these private grounds, manicured, and I go for a walk, and I'm not exaggerating. I walk on this path and I see a fox, and I'm like, no fucking shit. And then I get closer and I realize it's not a fox, it's like a little bobcat, right? But I'm just kind of like zoned in, and I go, this would be a crazy way to die right now, you know? like tripping on this path at like 1:30 in the morning looking at this cat, but it was a little one.
And the guy's still in the room?
No, they're gone. They left.
They left. How hard were you tripping at 1?
It was coming down.
Enough to be like, I'm good.
That's why I'm going to go for a walk. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Before, like at 11:30, I was like, I can barely stand.
For real?
Yeah.
How intense is the trip at 11:30?
Well, it's just that I was like, when I stood up to go pee, I was like, whoa. And I had to like, kind of get my bearings and like hold on to shit. And I was like, man, you knew like, I'm not good to drive. I'm not good to like go out, but I'm alone and I'm
no
I'm
cocktails?
at peace. No.
That's what I need.
No.
Just
I had
take
a
the
couple
edge
grapes and they tasted amazing. Then I just, I went for that walk, and then I laid down. The funny thing is I laid down and I put a sleep mask on. I was like, it's time to like dial this down, sleep mask on. And I go and I hear like some ambient noise. And then I was like, no, it's still going. I took it off. I was like, oh shit. And I don't even know what time I probably slept a couple hours that night.
Really? And then how'd you feel the next day?
Okay. I mean, tired, I was tired.
Any residual effects?
I just, I had made a lot of notes. So it was
Really?
like, you could access your notes.
Did you work on your hour at all?
No, I did nothing.
That's all
It was
I
so
do.
nice to have a break from even thinking about comedy, like that
So you
night.
made notes about like mental notes about what you're going through?
Yeah, life stuff. Yeah. And then I even recorded my voice a few times, and played it back. And I was like, oh yeah, it brought me back to that moment.
Really?
Yeah.
And no panic the whole time, just fun.
Not zero.
But are you a hallucinatory guy? Like, did you like hallucinogens growing up?
I didn't do any.
What?
Never did it.
Really? So this is the first time you hallucinate and you enjoyed it.
Oh yeah, I set up another one already.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
But for what? Like it's like therapy, right?
Yeah, it's an enjoyable experience though. I mean, mine was. So the first thing I thought, like I saw them the next morning. They came back to like, check on me, integration stuff. And then I was like, hey, I got to get like people I know involved.
Really?
Yeah. I was like, I can already think of like, cause you could curate a group of like friends. Like I want like Bert and like have like you four, like you can do that. And I was like, they would, you start thinking about people who would love it. Like
I'd like to be able to like,
I'd be
like,
look at that one.
Yeah, that's a good one. That looks just like me. I feel like I'm hallucinating. See, I'm afraid I'd see that in my fucking hallucination.
Yeah.
And then I'd be having a shit show experience.
Yeah.
I wonder if Leanne would be into that.
It would be so. I think you guys might enjoy it, man.
But I don't know what I need to work on.
Well, I mean, it seems like you had this great insight about yourself. How would you not go into it with that?
I don't know.
You know what I mean? Like you like that thing that you just said about what you realize about alcohol and like, just like the reality of it.
Yeah.
Exploring that, wouldn't that be a
Yeah.
no?
Yeah.
Why do you even reluctantly say yeah?
I don't know. I'm already nervous about like when you said I hadn't even taken the ayahuasca yet. I got panic. And I went. I'm good. I had good 4 hours. I'm good. I'm out. Yeah. I didn't get hurt.
And none of it got to a level of like, what the fuck is no
really
no not like that at all. It all was very warm feeling.
Shit.
I think you would like it.
Well, how do they concoct their cocktails?
Don't know.
Were they white?
They were, but they got them from someone not white.
What?
They told me, yeah.
They told you where they got them?
Somebody from the fucking motherland.
For real?
Yeah.
Shit. Did you ever see Chelsea Handler do it?
No.
Oh, she's just crying. Like but she did it in the jungle where you throw up and stuff.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to do that. Too many
I don't either
spiders and
because
stuff.
I also have had this experience where I'm like, oh, it's a fucking amazing experience where
it can be really awesome.
That I didn't have anything like that. So why would I? No, I'm good.
They say you're supposed to do it if you know you're dying.
Really?
Yeah.
If you know you're dying?
I don't know.
It's
because I guess like there was remember that lady that Rogan used to have on who's really beautiful. She was a CNN reporter and then she became a psychedelic journalist. Do you know what I'm talking about, Nadav? She was gorgeous.
What, is she dead or something?
No, no. CNN reporter became psychedelic therapist, journalist. Yeah. See what comes up. Amber Lyon. Amber Lyon. Put a picture. She got really into it. I guess she, I had her on my podcast.
You had her on their podcast?
Yeah, she's beautiful. And she would do I think her dude was into psychedelics pretty aggressively. And she would have poisonous frogs, liquor, and she did everything. And then she said she had panic about maybe that wasn't what it was. I'm not a good listener. What's she doing now? See what she's doing now. She had burns all down her arm, and she was like, "Oh yeah, we did these things, and it was really crazy."
She's known for her work reporting human rights abuses against pro-democracy protesters in Bahrain and police brutality against protesters in the United States. It's a bizarre fucking photo she uses for her profile. Amber Lyon was born in Denver. Keep going. Career. Okay. Go down more. Sorry. Go more. Arab Spring. Got it. Anaheim.
I think they took all the. I think she's a real person.
Okay.
Okay.
Advocacy of. In early 2014, Lyon launched an advocacy site called Reset.me, a group for the emotional healing benefits of certain psychedelic drugs, based on her own experience with them and on her research into the history of their use. But that doesn't really give.
She did everything.
But that's a while ago now.
She did everything. Yeah, I had her on my podcast because I was I think at the time I was trying to figure things out, and I thought I have a terrible fear of death, and so I think that's.
Do you really?
Oh, I mean, that's all I think about.
Death?
All I think about
Is dying.
all I think, and death, and death, and death, death, and dying, and other people dying, and like right now, like there's there's big fucking thing of fentanyl and drugs.
Yeah.
And Georgia goes to college, and I text her all the time. Please don't do any designer drugs. Just smoke weed, drink, have fun, do what you got to do, but do not take a pill someone gives you. Do not. I text her all the time. My life will suck if anything happens to you. I need you to stay safe.
And what did she say?
She's like, of course, Dad, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's like the kids that age, you look, my dad could have texted me the same thing, and I've been like, yeah, sure, whatever. But then all of a sudden you're at beach week, and everyone's fucking passing around pills, and you're like, well, these guys aren't going to die. That's the way your brain works when you're a kid. And so I just.
You know what else you could tell her? Honestly, like if somebody pulls out a pill or powder, be like, you do it first.
Yeah.
That's what those people, like, seriously. And you see somebody snort something, be like, and then if they die, don't do it.
Yeah. I should tell her that.
Yeah.
Text Georgia right now. Uncle Tom has great advice. If someone offers you drugs, make them do it first in front of you and wait to see if they die. If they don't die,
still don't do it.
Perfect. I get nervous for all that. I get fucking terrified for all of that. Like, it's this whole time I've been checking my phone because my dad's in surgery, and I'm just like looking at my phone going like, because then you go, oh, fuck. Like, this is how morbid my brain is.
Yeah.
I said, because he was supposed to be in surgery while I was flying. So I said, so if I land and he's dead, what do I do? I was like, do I drink? I guess I drink. I mean, probably. Do I get on a plane or do I fly to LA or do I fly to Tampa? Or do I just do the podcast? I should probably do the podcast so I'll get good numbers. Because I'll talk to Tom about it and I'll just cry. And then and everyone can relate to that. And I was like, and that's probably my place I'd want to be. Like, I'd want to be with you probably if I was going through that, because you'd recently gone through that.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. And this is the thoughts I had, like, laying in my bunk last night going like, oh, I hope he doesn't die. Like, I know he's going to die one day. And then I was on stage last night and I was like, I should not be on stage. I should be on the phone talking to him right now. Like, what if something happens? He's not even fucking worried. He's like, buddy, it's a catheter, But you could tell he's worried.
Yeah.
You can tell he's worried.
I could tell when my dad was too. He would be like, oh, I feel good. And you're like, he's worried. You could see, you know your father so well, and the layers, and like how, like you could just see, it's like body language, eye movement, intonations, and you're like, oh, you can tell when they're actually worried.
So my sister called him. This is probably whatever, I don't care. My sister called him, and Gotti and my dad have a really tight connection, like really tight. And I talked to him after, and I could tell something was going on with him. When he found out he had to have the procedure, I could tell something was going on with him. And I called my sister. I go, yo, what's going on? I talked to Dad. What's going on? And she was like, oh, did you guys end up crying? And I went, no. And she goes, well, it's better than our conversation. And I was like, oh, fuck. So then I did a group call. And then for weird reason, our dynamic as a group always ends up busting balls.
Yeah.
And it always ends up laughing. Mm-hmm. And then we all laughed and joked about the procedure, and then got off the phone, and my sister's like, I should have talked to you in the first place. But I'm the whole time I'm like looking at Georgia wrote, that sounds like an Isla idea. But it's crazy because that everyone dies, and that's what sucks. I wish you got to pick when you died. Would you want to die before everyone or after everyone?
Oof. Well,
meaning you have to watch everyone die, but you get
to live longer.
Yeah, which is pretty fucking awesome.
It depends on how you're living. Are you living well, healthy?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, keep it going.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd love to bury, a number of people.
Great. If you could just pick them.
Yeah. Oh, I have my list ready. I'd be like, them, please.
You guys are going out first.
Yeah. God, if I was in charge.
I bet there's dudes whose
wish I could pick the way, too.
If there was I have such fucking morbid thoughts, like where I go, there's got to be dudes whose wives died. This is so horrible. I can't even say it. I I think like
Where they were
like if Leanne's gonna die in the next 10 years, I want her to die now while I'm still young, you know? Like I don't want to fucking be 60 when she dies and then I can't get hot pussy.
Yeah.
Like I want like get it over with. It's gonna happen in 10 years. It's gonna hurt no matter what. It's gonna suck. We're not gonna get to spend our lives into 80.
Yeah.
I bet she feels the same way about me.
Like just have it happen.
Just get it over with.
Who do you think what kind of guy do you think should go? It would be the opposite type of guy.
Oh,
He would
boring.
be super different.
I bet she'd date a 70-year-old dude.
70?
Yeah. Somebody likes to sit on a porch and read a book. I could have a nice cup of tea. You want a cup of tea? And he'd be like, oh, I'd love a cup of tea. Do you have chamomile?
You think that's what she'd go for?
Yeah. She's boring as fuck.
Well, she had a long ride with the opposite type. Yeah.
She had a good ride with the fucking fun.
Yeah.
And she has no interest in fun.
Yeah.
She said the other day, maybe I'll use this in my special. I'm not going to say it. We got naked and got in the hot tub the other night. It was random as fuck. And I was like, what is happening to you? And she was just like, I don't know. Girls are almost out of the house. This is going to be our life. And I was like, fucking in a hot tub? I could do this.
There you go.
I thought we were going to be sitting playing fucking Cat's Cradle. Just, okay, your turn. Want to watch Steel Magnolias again? Do you? It's good. If you watch it the second time, Sissy's really funny.
Oh, boy.
I hate that I love her. Like, I hate that I love her. Like, I hate that I hate that she's got my number and she makes me fucking laugh.
Yeah.
Like, I wish I was like those guys who just don't give a fuck and they just cheat and then they feel fulfilled, I guess. But I can't do that.
You talk about this so much. I think you should do this on your ayahuasca trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God. How great would it be if I took ayahuasca with Leanne and we both looked 25
Yeah.
and just fucking railed all night. And they're like, what ayahuasca would you like? I go, can we get the younger one? Can I get the Botox ayahuasca? And then we both take it. And we look fucking hot. We just rail all night long. Oh, I want the ayahuasca where my dick looks bigger. Have you worked out yet today?
Not yet. No. Have you?
No, I got to work out.
Yeah, I'm going to work out this later today. Yeah.
Are you with the trainer or by yourself?
By myself today.
I'm going to work out over it, on it,
Nice.
with Lacey. I stay right by on it.
All right. It's great to see you.
It's great seeing you.
Let's keep this sobriety and insight and everything going. It's a good podcast, man.
It's a little deep.
It was deep. I liked it though. It was
I wonder
fun.
if there's anyone that got any. I bet there's people I bet you're going to get hit up by a lot of people going, hey, can I get your ayahuasca guy?
And guess what? No.
I wonder if there's anyone. I wonder if there's anyone that listens to this and goes, "Holy shit, that's what I do when I drink." What if I become an alcoholic shaman, and I lead this movement? You know what I've wanted to do? I wanted to bring a fucking doctor to my shows and do blood pressure readings to my audience members and have them prescribe medication for high blood pressure.
Has your heart rate ever spiked during the show and where it registers on your Whoop?
No.
Dude, I've done a couple shows where I didn't think anything of it. Like I wasn't like, oh man, I was fired. But I get off, and maybe it's because my resting heart rate is so low.
You have a like 44 or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you really like, if you have you go sit on that chair, no caffeine, like just wait, it'll go down to like 36, 37.
What's your resting heart rate right now?
Right now, it's probably I'm drinking coffee and we're at talk, so it's not going to be that low.
All right, my resting heart rate is, I love this. I do this all the time. Start activity, 65
That's pretty low.
for drinking coffee and talking.
Yeah, mine's probably higher. Yeah, 70. But what was I saying to you? Oh yeah,
your heart
Dude.
rate spikes.
all of a sudden I open my Whoop and it's like, we know it's an activity for like 66 minutes, and it's like as I'm on stage.
Really?
Yeah, it'll track like it was like a real fitness. I'm like, holy shit.
You know, you really fucked me up with what I'm wearing on stage for my special, right?
How did I fuck you?
Because I'm like obsessing about it.
What do you mean? You always wear nothing.
I know, but I feel like jeans aren't enough.
Oh.
I feel like I've worn jeans for every special, and I feel like it's almost like,
You should change the pants.
yeah. But I don't want them to be distracting.
Yeah, but you can. They don't have to be. But it's like I think it's a good thing to make just like a different color choice.
Yeah, I need
Why
to
not?
look at a bunch of different pants.
Where are you shooting again? Omaha.
Omaha. I think we're gonna open up some seats.
Nice.
Yeah, because we took a bunch out for kills for cameras, so we fly there tomorrow. Not tomorrow, the day after tomorrow. We fly there to go check to see. You know what have you done Alaska yet?
Yeah.
Where did you do?
I don't remember the name.
Did you do just a theater or the arena?
Couple theaters.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm doing Alaska in December. I'm just gonna go fucking snowboarding for 3 weeks. That's the other thing is I go
3 weeks.
Or not 3 weeks, 3 days, 3 days. That's the other thing is I do that so much where I say things and I don't know what I say. And then people, that's the narrative they hear. And they're like, no, Bert went to Alaska for 3 weeks. And I go, no, it's 3 days. And they're like, you told me 3 weeks. I'm like, I don't think
that's
so.
a very Bert thing.
But I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, that's the part about drinking where I go, I want to be healthy when I'm in Alaska to go snowboarding.
Yeah.
Like I want to maintain this like heart rate thing.
Shows there were fantastic, by the way.
Really?
Yes.
They like it?
Yeah.
Fucking savages, right?
They
You
were
say
great.
Anything,
And
you say anything.
Oh, they were great. They were really great.
Yeah.
I think it is one of, you really have to make an effort to go there. And I think people there recognize, they know that. They're
Yeah.
like, we don't get, not everybody puts Anchorage on their list.
I was thinking about doing Antarctica.
Antarctica.
Yeah.
You're just doing it for some researchers?
No, yeah, but I don't know if they get my comedy because the type of person that goes to Antarctica to live,
Who lives there? Isn't it just
5,000 people. I was like, I got to be able to move 2,000 tickets, right?
Will it be your first shirt on show?
No. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Antarctica has 5,000 people that live there.
It has no permanent population.
Visiting scientists.
That's what I'm saying. They're
Yeah.
researchers.
I'll just be like, are you guys up with heat shock proteins? And they'll be like, yeah. Do you know that aging changes the genetics of your child? If you work out, you can fix that. Who's up with microscopes? You don't need a microscope to see this dick.
Yeah,
and
there
they'll
you
be
go.
like, yeah.
Yeah, that's just good.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing Antarctica. It's a flight. It's a 3-hour flight from South Africa, they say.
From South Africa.
Maybe I could be wrong.
Okay.
My reading comprehension is shit.
Get into real Bert territory here. All right. That is the sign to wrap it up.
All right. I love you.
Love you too.
Bye.
Bert and Tom, Tom and Bert. One goes topless while the other wears a shirt. Tom tells stories and Bert's the machine. There's not a chance in hell that they'll keep it clean. Here's what we call 2 Bears, 1 Cave. No scripts, a bit of booze, amateur partology. Dirty jokes, raunchy humor, no apologies. Here's what we call 2 Bears, 1 Cave.